Nobody saw this coming.
Arsenal will only have the best squad if they win the Premier League. This is the moment of truth for Mikel Arteta. Not next season, not in theory, not on paper, now. Because if Arsenal want to talk about having the best squad in England, they have to prove it where it matters. On the pitch, with trophies in their hands. And this season, the stakes could not be higher. Arsenal are chasing 4 competitions: the Premier League, the Champions League, the FA Cup, the Carabao Cup, 4 fronts, relentless schedule, games every 3 days, pressure that doesn't breathe, and already the cracks are beginning to show. Martin Odegaard ruled out for Wolves. Kai Havertz sidelined. Mikel Merino out for most of the season after surgery on a broken foot. This is where depth stops being a buzzword. This is where squad management defines legacies. Because let's be honest, winning a quadruple borders on impossible. English football history tells us that. But Arsenal have done doubles before. 1971, 1998, 2002. Those teams are immortal. Those players are folklore. This generation, talented, exciting, deep, but not immortal. Not yet. On paper, you can argue this is Arsenal's deepest squad in years, maybe decades. Options in every position, quality on the bench, players who can change games. Martin Zubimendi has been one of the signings of the season. Calm, intelligent, reliable. Piero Hincapié arrived late in the window and people questioned it. He's already justified it. Eberechi Eze, big fee. Stop-start campaign, but undeniable quality. Christian Mosquera, Christian Norgard. Smart additions, not glamorous, but important. Noni Madueke, inconsistent at times, yet vital cover for Bukayo Saka. This is not a thin squad, but the best squad is not about names. It is about winning. It is about mentality when legs are heavy in March. It is about chemistry when pressure suffocates. It is about unsung heroes stepping up when superstars fall. And this is where the comparison becomes uncomfortable. Manchester City. They have proven winners everywhere. Players who know how to grind out titles, who understand the final stretch, who thrive in it. That is why they are still considered by many to have the best squad, not because of hype, because of medals. Liverpool were in that conversation too after bold transfer business, big arrivals, big statements. But even that means nothing unless it translates into dominance on the pitch. This Arsenal side has promise, but promise does not equal proof. And if there is one lingering question around Arteta, it is this: can he manage the squad through the storm? Last season fell apart at the wrong moment. Injuries hit. Fatigue crept in. The rhythm broke. Arne Slot talked about tapering training, protecting legs, managing intensity. And Liverpool cruised to the title. That is not luck. That is control. Now Arteta faces his biggest test, Wolves away. Then the North London derby. High stakes, emotional battles, physical demands. This is where title-winning squads reveal themselves. Because the best squad is not about having 20 brilliant players. It is about having the right balance, the right rotation, the right mentality when everything tightens. It is about belief. Can Arsenal hold their nerve? Can they survive injuries? Can the so-called squad players elevate themselves into match winners? Because here is the brutal truth. Until Arsenal lift the Premier League trophy, no one can definitively call this the best squad in England. The champions own that title, always. And over the next 3 months, Arteta's players have a chance to write their names into history, to end 22 years of waiting, to become legends, or to remain a talented team that almost did. The difference between those two outcomes: execution under pressure. This is not about potential anymore. This is about legacy. And if Arsenal want to be remembered alongside the great teams of 1971, 1998 and 2002, they must deliver now. Because in football, the best squad is not debated, it is crowned. Ethan Nwaneri walked into Marseille dreaming of European nights. Instead, he's walked into chaos. Managers gone. Sporting director resigned. Fans furious. Champions League hopes shattered. And Arsenal's brightest teenage talent is stuck in the middle of it. This is not the loan anyone expected. Let's rewind. Arsenal sanctioned the move. A bold decision. A developmental gamble. Ethan Nwaneri, one of the most exciting products of Arsenal, was sent to Olympique de Marseille for the second half of the season. The pitch was simple. Big club, big stadium, big expectations. And under Roberto De Zerbi, the project looked exciting. It even started perfectly. Nwaneri scored on debut. Instant impact, instant headlines. But football can flip in a week. Marseille crashed out of Europe after a last-minute Benfica goal against Real Madrid denied them a playoff spot. Then came humiliation. A heavy defeat to Paris Saint-Germain. De Zerbi resigned. Just like that, the man who brought Nwaneri to the south of France was gone. And when the manager who champions you leaves, your position becomes fragile overnight. Arsenal boss Mikel Arteta stood firm. He said the move wasn't just about De Zerbi, it was about Marseille as a club, the environment, the experience. But what kind of environment is it now? Because what happened next was damaging. Interim boss Jacques Abardonado stepped in. Marseille led Strasbourg 2-0. Goals from Mason Greenwood, Amin Gouiri. Game controlled, crowd hopeful, then collapse. Sebastian Nanasi pulled one back. Joaquin Panicelli equalised from the penalty spot in the final minute. 2-2. Another blow, another crack in confidence. And Nwaneri. He stayed on the bench for the full 90 minutes. Bilal Nadir started in the number 10 role. When changes were needed, Himad Abdelli was chosen instead. For a teenage loanee trying to establish himself, that's a warning sign. Now add the off-field drama. Supporters reportedly attempted to storm the presidential suites at the Stade Velodrome. Security intervened. Banners raised. Chants calling for resignations. And before the weekend ended, they got one. Sporting director Mehdi Benatia stepped down. He admitted the atmosphere had fractured. He spoke of growing dissatisfaction, a rift he could not repair. In Marseille, results are the only judge. That sentence says everything. Marseille briefly topped Ligue 1 in autumn. Now, 4th place. 12 points off the lead, 3 games without a win. Momentum gone. Stability gone. Leadership gone. And in the middle of this storm sits an 18-year-old on loan from Arsenal. Let's be honest. Loans are about development, minutes, confidence, clarity. Chaos doesn't provide clarity. New manager incoming. New sporting director incoming. New tactical ideas incoming. That uncertainty affects selection decisions. Does the next permanent boss back De Zerbi's signings, or prioritise his own preferences? Nwaneri's future until May suddenly looks less certain than it did 2 weeks ago. Here's the bigger picture. Arsenal sent him there to experience pressure, to mature, to grow. He's certainly getting pressure. But is he getting growth? Because sitting on the bench in a fractured dressing room is not development, it's stagnation, and Arsenal will be watching closely. This is where the debate intensifies. Should Arsenal consider recalling him if the instability continues? Or is navigating chaos part of elite-level education? Some argue adversity builds resilience. Others argue young talents need structure, not disorder. And Marseille right now is disorder. There's also the tactical factor. Nwaneri thrives in fluid systems. Quick combinations, attacking freedom. De Zerbi offered that. Will the next manager? Former Marseille defender Habib Bey had been linked with the job, but Benatia's exit reportedly shifts the club's direction again. That means more delays, more uncertainty, more instability.